also tell me about that. You have assist.
Yes, this as well, and I can do it as well.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, gather around circle and star.
I have it here. Just stack on me on nipple. And whenever you have like 6-7 stacks, walk out.
And if the player with the circle notices he's not getting healed and he's slowly dying, just call for help. Oh, that weak aura. Is that the weak aura from fucking Unat?
No.
That Vank's using? Okay.
Someone else soak with Namix. Have a lot of stacks.
Now we have 4 circles. That's a yikes. Like what?
We had 4 at the start.
Yeah.
We had triple in melee, I think it was.
Oh
think we
really?
have-
I didn't see.
We did.
Wait, can we
4?
try?
Okay, that's
wait,
nasty.
Does it actually double dip if you stack them? Like the stacks?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think
as
I
well.
noticed that happen on me.
Because then I think
Okay,
it's Victus, right? It's gonna be Victus.
Yeah, I think so. It's
Mhm.
gonna have to be. That's fucking hell, okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to split into 4.
Right, this.
And
split
the
markers.
issue is you can't like those. So how many players? It's 18 players. So the issue is those players can't all just be stood together at the same time either.
I'm kind of thinking you can do a full soak with just without swapping.
I mean, it's gonna
Just
take 10k at the end though. 14k at the end if you stack fully.
We could try
Actually
it.
more. Actually more. It's 24 seconds.
But the
think
problem
actually
is the
24
problem is the stacks won't reset when the next one spawn. I think so. You're just gonna die. Like everyone
Yeah,
will still have
maybe
the
it's
stacks.
safer to do like 50%, but swap every 12 seconds to just a different person.
It's gonna
Yeah.
place some markers here.
Yeah.
But 15% isn't that much, right? 12 seconds is 180% of 2,000. It's 5,000, yeah.
So we need 4 groups. Melee needs to be chopped in half. Range needs to be chopped in half. So I guess it'll be. How do we position now? I think if probably keep star where it, no, yeah, do it like that. Yeah, that should work. So we will have group 2 will go on star. Group 3 will go on orange. Just there's too many people, so I need to mix it about a bit. That doesn't include use epics. So everyone in group 3 except Zepix is based on orange. Then Zepix. I fucking know this isn't going to work because you've got all the healers in the same group. It does, I guess it kind of does matter. Can you just move the healers about a bit?
Yep. Be. Well, if the tank doesn't matter in group 4, then it's sorted now.
Yeah. So literally, we'll just do it by group now. So, group 1 will be on star. Group 2 will be on circle. Group 3 will be on diamond, and group 4 will be on triangle. Groups 1 and 4, you have less people. 2 and 3, you have 5 people. So, in theory, it should be manageable. I think the way you have to do it is for the groups that have 4 people, you're going to have a 2-man rotation soaking the circles. It's a 3-man rotation. I guess it depends who gets stuff. Alright, for one pull, let's just try Reynolds' way and just see if it works. So just stack on the markers that I said. Make sure we get 1 circle on each marker when they all go out. You need to be awake and heading to the correct positions. And just AFK it and just see what happens.
Did it mark people, by the way?
Healers,
Big.
no, I don't think so. But healers, it's gonna hurt.
Which mark is the group one again? Is it purple?
Star.
Oh, star, okay.
1 star, 2 circle, 3 diamond, 4 triangle.
Timer start. John.
You didn't give me assist, I can't do it.
Oh, bad light then, whatever. Just do timer.
Damn it, John.
Imagine having to use OVUI on fucking beta.
It'll be ugly without.
So get them split out, 1 in each.
1 to purple, please. Yeah.
Yeah, try and leave gaps for people to take the lines. Don't be stood like between the groups if you can avoid it. One on each group, none on purple at the moment. Spread.
So we have to save personals for this one. This, if you have a
Yeah.
circle on this one.
It's
And now
another
you-
working combat timer.
Would go back to your groups.
We need we need if we want to do it like this, we need to bring the boss to the middle, so we have more
Yeah.
room to
I
spread.
guess we should
Yeah,
wipe,
yeah.
right? But I think we were too many people soaking, right?
But that's,
Huh?
yeah, we just did what you suggested. Where we
Well,
just like,
Yeah, but you only really need one person in each circle, right?
no, you need 2.
Do you need 2?
3
you need
to
to-
counter it, don't you? Or is
No,
it 2?
Not a Mythic. In Mythic it's 2 only. It's
Okay.
different scaling.
Well,
It's less damage, more healing on Mythic. Or more leech.
you lose 2,000 per second, yeah? But
No, you lose
leech.
1.4. If you get
No,
leech
you,
from.
you lose 2k, you leech 1.45k.
If you have the debuff, it's 2k. But if you are talking about the damage increase, it's 1.4 you have to multiply. You don't take the 2k if you stand in, you take 1.4. Because you get leech from.
Yeah,
so
but
it's,
the net effect is that you take 600 damage per second, yeah?
Yes.
With no healing being possible.
With
so,
one
so
guy in
24
Oh,
seconds, if you're topped, is
Yeah,
fine,
it's
right?
with one guy, yeah.
So it should be enough with just one guy.
It probably is, yeah.
And then it becomes a lot easier, right? To
Probably,
rotate
yeah.
it.
You can still shield people, right?
Yes.
It
Shield.
does, but it's also the kind of thing that you can't really, like, I don't know. It's going to be too much talking to actually communicate that kind of a rotation. It's going to have to kind of happen on its own.
Yeah, you just see someone with a circle and then you step in. You can even have 2 people for a bit, right, to boost them to full health.
Yeah, like all I'll say is, can each of the groups start to get used to an unwritten order? Like someone say, "I'll always go in first," for example, like, and then just go from there, and just as we go, just get used to like an order without having to communicate over.
Can't we
TeamSpeak.
just split the melees? Have like melee split and like people with a circle walk to like 1 melee each. If like one guy's actually enough.
I mean, we're all in melee. What's the difference?
Go out of melee again.
Huh?
Go out of melee again.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't want us to though. We want to be close for heals. I think those are too spread. Those marks.
Probably.
Like
Just
this is
use
very
the
very
corner of
similar
this
to Vector's.
square.
Like, you kind of want the square to be the size of a healing rain.
That should be fine.
Should be fine. So yeah, just do it again, and yeah, try soaking 1 by 1, 2 by 2. Don't all be in there at once, and just try and use brains. And if you have the healing circle on you whilst the big AOE is happening, you need to use a personal and save it for that moment.
But you can't like spread out scattered. You need to spread out in a line, kinda. Like, otherwise the beams will hit people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start in battle light. Just do timer.
I mean, you can stand in the gaps, but you need to be awake. If you see someone with a beam run into where you're standing, you need to move.
Are we taking the boss to the middle? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 to purple, please. Good.
I have beam.
I have beam as well here. That's opposed to a frontal.
No.
Yeah, doesn't he?
I've sucked myself. I'm going to
I'm
start.
gonna
Spread, use
Spell
personals if you
Lord
have circle.
Personals if you have circle, please.
Get them one on each, although I think we lost a couple. Get back to your marks.
Someone else soak bank.
You lost my ramp for this next one.
Probably dead anyway.
Yeah, I think we do need to spread out a bit because it's too hard to deal with these lines when we're this close together. Just wait, did some of those disappear? Did the old ones vanish?
You can soak them with like bubble or cloak or something.
Yeah, but loads of them just went at the same time. That wasn't someone soaking them.
I mean, just took ESP like pretty much soaking a couple of them and clearing them up. I don't know any of them disappeared.
No, it was like half the room. Yeah, no, yeah. Take the markers out again a little bit. I think we're too tight. Also, you can't. The tanks need a spot, yeah, and you can't really take your beams over the tanks because if you do that twice in a row, I think they're just gonna die.
How many beams are there?
There's 4, I
3?
think.
3.
Is it 3? I thought it was
If it's
4.
3, we can just put them in between each of the markers, right?
Yeah,
Get the
pretty
tank on.
much. Like the tanks are going to be between you can even give them a marker between purple and orange.
The melee group's a bit of a problem because like we don't have enough space to not soak.
Yeah.
Still.
You don't all need to be in the same group. Like just shift them. Like put one melee in each group. Redix.
Yep.
And please look at the groups. See if you were moved. I'll say the colors again. Group 1 was star. Group 2 was circle. Group 3 was purple. Group 4 was triangle.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, don't take the. Can someone put a mark for the tanks?
Yep. Skull is. At least they stood on Skull last pull.
Yeah, that's fine. So don't take the beams to skull. You can take them between the other markers, yeah. And if you're like not soaking your circle, then don't be stood like between the markers. Just be stood on the edge of the circle, and don't move around if you have the circle. Just stay put on your marker so you don't clip people that don't want more stacks. Let's go.
Soaking the orbs doesn't fuck anyone up, does it? It just literally does damage to you.
It's just damage.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's like the off tank could easily just go and fuck off and take all of them all the time. They do nothing.
Pretty much. I could soak 2 without dying.
Yeah, they do 15k. I've got 70k HP. Like, it tickles.
We're still very clumped up in mid.
Yeah, he obviously has a tiny hitbox because the melees are having to get right up his arse by the looks of it, which is kind of causing
I'll
problems.
start testing his hitbox now, but I mean, it's not
Expunge.
huge.
Personal if you have a circle, otherwise you'll die.
You can't stack on someone if you have the circle. When that's going off, you are gonna die.
I think an effort should always be made by melee to try and get as far out as possible.
Yeah, the players with the circles should be given the markers during that mechanic. Like they should be allowed to run. Oh no, because then they're gonna drop a fucking orb on
The
us.
problem with the people with the circle, they're naturally going to be low, which means their circle is marginally bigger than the rest of ours.
Yeah, I mean,
and we can't heal them up. We can't heal them up during the circle. Like it's dynamic, the circle, right? So like if you get healed during it, you will make it smaller. But because they have the other circle as well, we can't heal them, so it's just constantly going to be big.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they shouldn't. They should ideally be higher when they go out, so that it at least starts off small.
We can fix that, right? By more people stepping in.
Can we see
when the
Spirit
timer
Link
gets
works?
close or something?
Can we Spirit Link them back to full health before the things go out?
Yeah, you can.
Try.
Then we should be doing that.
The only problem with that is it's going to increase the size of everyone else's circle a bit, but I guess whatever.
Yeah, but the difference is that we can heal everyone else.
Yeah,
so that
it'll
should be
even
fine.
out if there's other healing going on at the same time.
You need to help each other there though. Like twice now, I think I've seen by the light. He had the circle on him, and he's trying to spread. He ran to star, and then someone else is just standing there. Like, if someone with the circle is on you, then get the fuck away. Like, at least make sure they don't take a double hit because they are gonna die. It's kind of hard without timers knowing exactly when it's coming, because the idea would probably be to pump healing into people just before that mechanic goes off. But yeah, melee, make sure you do go max range with your circles. I don't know what his hitbox is.
That was 4 beams.
The boss isn't really in the middle, by the way, which is kind of causing problems.
Go to another marker.
What do we even have in terms of clears? It's just a rogue and a hunter, right? A paladin. Yeah, true. Res a healer.
Wait, I'm not healing off Sepix with this shit.
I think there's a cap to how many you can use to heal yourself up, right? Because I like half the time I'm not helping on my group because someone else is doing it. It feels like.
Yeah, and when I got healed as less than it says in the journal. If I look at the combat log, it's healing 1.2k. It's like should be 1.4k.
But it looks to me like we have way too many people in each circle getting stacks and taking basically unnecessary damage.
Ryan's just standing basically on melee as
Yeah.
well, so melees are always getting
Yeah, exactly. So
almost
I also think
impossible for
that's
us to
Yeah,
hit.
the is because of the boss position was fuck that try. I think if it's actually in the middle.
I think it's also like a misunderstanding either from me or from everyone else about what makes sense to do, because everyone just goes in melee on the pull, right, on their markers. And I don't think that makes any sense to have that many people in the circles. It's just overhealing.
No. Like circles go on the marks, and then whoever is healing them at that time goes on them. Everyone else should be stood behind them if they're ranged, or just to the sides if they're melee.
And that's the thing, we can't be to the sides most of the time because there's like beams going on or.
Yeah, it's shit for melee. There's not really any two ways about it. I'm not sure like how with 4 groups it makes it basically impossible. I guess you could go inside the boss.
I mean,
No.
I'm trying to stand a bit closer to the boss in the circle, but it's usually just.
Has anyone
them
actually
right in
tested
melee.
if it's a safe spot right under him when he does the beams?
No, it's not.
I think I tried it and I died from like
Yeah,
getting double hit.
And make sure once you've started soaking, you get yourself a decent amount of stacks. Don't dip in and out because you're just going to extend your debuff.
You're raping the tanks, by the way, with the miasma shit.
Spread out. Clear melee if you can. Just pop them if you're high HP. Res cute.
I'll just tank.
Okay, that's actually insane. Spell Reflect completely negates the damage from the orb.
What the fuck?
That means mass Spell Reflect every wave is 5 soaks for free.
Can it?
It could just
any-
keep
get
melee
out,
clear
spread out.
permanently.
Might have an idea how to like fix these deaths, by the way. Like, because like why we should probably let the ones with the circle just stay on the marker. I see them moving out. So what we can do is, because there's like 5 seconds to detonation when the circle comes, right? Like, the ones
It
soaking
changes
with.
just before, which is what's caused the problem.
Now, like when you get these circles, you have 5 seconds to move out. I mean, like that's debuff time of the circles.
Yeah,
Big
I'm talking about
circles.
the other circles though. Yeah, like they come at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. But what I mean was like, because people are dying because they just, they can't get healed, they just die. What I was thinking is why the guy who's soaking with the guy just stay in as long as you can, like with the other guy, and just move out like literally last second.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the way it needs to happen when the spread out mechanic is, if you're not soaking at that time or you don't have the heal circle on you, you need to go like back quite far from your marker, like straight backwards. So
Yeah, like
we spread them out.
walk
And then
out.
if you were soaking your guy at that time, stay with him until like 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and then run out just behind him and drop yours there. We need to give open space for those people to drop theirs. So yeah, if you're not soaking at the time the ability comes out, you go far. If you are soaking, you stay there, heal them, and then move out the last second. It's a bit awkward because the debuff changes players just before the mechanic on the first one at least, so it isn't that obvious who is and who isn't soaking at that moment. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit shitty, but I think that's the way to at least try and make the deaths less at that point. So basically, if you have a circle, stay on your mark. If you're soaking with the guy, stay with him until last second and go out. And everyone who's not doing anything, just walk out instantly. Like, give them space.
Yeah, go quite far.
Literally walk out far. Give
Can
them
you say
space.
markers again, please? I think a lot of people forgot.
The groups.
Yeah. So there's like 10 people standing on purple at one point.
Group 1 is
group,
star.
Yeah, group 1 star, 2 circle, 3 purple, 4 triangle. And you need to go back to your positions after like mechanics and stuff. After you've had a circle, you need to go back to your initial groups every time. Just
Still
like
almost
Ecliptus.
no one on range and like too many people in the circles from what it looks to me.
Could anyone come to orange, please? I'm literally alone. Oh, one guy now.
For now, I can go. Yeah, like
you
it
can
could.
just
It
stay
could.
with me, Namix.
Move out now, and if you're soaking, soak with the guy until now, and then move out. It looked much better actually, like on that guy. He didn't take much damage. I think it was Namix.
Steven, can you stand like further away?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
One retarded thing is that the guys with the circle can get the beam. That's so retarded. And then I stay with you here until last second. Now I'll move out.
I need to.
Oh, you have defensive. You need to call that then if you have that. Because then I don't need to help you at all. Someone needs to soak on purple. Yeah, so like either personal it or just like, as I said, just stay in.
Contract, yeah.
So at that moment we got 2 on purple. I can just sprint to orange. That's fine, yeah.
But group 2 is clueless. Why was there no one on orange?
Because they probably all got the circle on them.
I had a circle on me.
Yeah, I had circle.
I know. Obviously, you guys have a tank.
Oh, I went in on Elnor and then I got the circle.
It's also
only
super
had Elnor
bad
next to me.
the one side gets all the beams.
Yeah, it can happen, and then you have to readjust it a bit to like cover for it, which you just have to communicate. If there's not many people there, you just say like whoever it was did.
If a guy with a debuff runs into the entire group for 1 second, they just get healed to full, right?
I mean, not instantly. It depends how low they are. It's not that much healing, even if it's
But
like
you
5
also
people.
Reset the stacks on a lot of people.
Yeah. You can't really do that, no.
No.
We just need the raid to be like generally like more stable and healthier as the AoE mechanics are coming out.
I'm sure we take way too much damage because way too many people just stack in the circles and stay in melee under marker.
You shouldn't be. You should be going to like, I don't know, what stacks are people going to?
seen 14 at one point.
I mean, I've been really high on this time. Like
You can.
nothing to me.
I took
perhaps
24
at
and
21
survived.
or something.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah,
hurt.
it doesn't.
I think I did.
Can we try something else? Maybe. Like, I promise it gets so fucking complicated with people getting circles, but I'm just thinking like, so they need 2 to be healed, yeah.
2, yeah.
But it's not going to be much healing. But it will keep them stable. Like if we could have a way where we say like only 2 people heal them in this portion of the fight, like before the AoE, then after the AoE happens, the other 2 do the healing, and the other 2 just fully stay out for that period of time. It would be a lot more like obvious who should be doing what.
It's kind of hard to sort, right? Because you have to do it on the go.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of the problem.
But we are 5, like we can have a backup.
Well, we just need, you know, the only other way of fixing it is by people actually like doing what we're asking and not just AFKing on the circle constantly and actually dipping in and out. Like, I don't know. I would just say like go to 10, don't go higher than 10, and then just get out, and so someone else can go in.
But how much was 10? 10 was not even that much, right? Like...
You can see very clearly there'll be 2 lines going to the player who has the circle, like. And then as soon as one of the lines disappears, that means you need to move in if you're standing outside, as long as you don't have stacks.
Like 10 is 4k ticks.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an arbitrary number, right? Like, I mean, if we make it higher, then some people are just gonna be AFK. I don't know, like
12 is a lot better than 10, though. As in, it's 24 total to share.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, can people stay in full duration? Like,
is that do 12? I don't know how many it is.
That's no. It's just instead of dipping out, that would just make it easier for them just to stand on it, like without dipping out and in.
How long did you keep the day before?
24 seconds. Oh, the damage one.
20 seconds, isn't it? Or
20
15?
seconds.
20.
I just go anyway. I just think we're still getting a lot of people taking double hits from the AoE, which is killing most people. That was 3 from green, so green's possibly going to... No, you seem alright.
Need someone in orange.
Melee were.
I'll go orange after this beam.
Yeah. When we're both on the side, like either go in the front with the tanks, or you don't really have anyone.
I mean, you can drop 1 on the tanks, you just can't drop 2 in a row on them.
Do the tanks just navigate out? Or...
I don't think so.
Someone else in orange, so
we only get it like if people are dead. Basically.
Need to heal Saint.
Oh, don't walk down.
I mean, this is just obviously a fucking weak aura boss. Like,
what do you mean, Kian?
Like the one that's based on HP.
Yeah, but I mean, if they're helping to soak someone, they shouldn't. They should help until last second. If you don't do anything, you don't instantly.
I got yeeted, double yeeted there, right? Because I had to try and move out of 2 circles randomly at the end. My point is, like, either we need to just fuck the people that have the circle, and like, I don't know. I mean, as Biff said, like, Uyghur is gonna fix this, but right now, like, we're basically killing each other by yeeting out at the end, and then, like, instead of saving the guy that has the soak debuff, you're just yeeting someone else.
but that means you didn't go far enough.
I just don't see how you get hit though if you walk out instantly.
Because we've said we need to leave space for the people to yeet last second because they
I mean,
have
I
to
was
heal those
relatively
guys.
far out, but it's also a matter of I need to be able to heal people, otherwise their circles are bigger, right?
I mean, you can heal the ones with the
No, but you can heal everyone else and make their circle smaller. Is my point.
That's true, but I mean, at that point, like walking that 1 second is It's just better to leave more room for them than that one heal, I would say, though. Like, I would say it's more efficient for
I mean,
you.
sure, I'm just supposed to heal at that point, like use my cooldowns and shit.
But then
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that
pre-move
like
them. Right?
last second movements is just never gonna work.
I mean, for now, without recourse, this is kind of what we have to do, though. I think like that's unless there's other suggestions, because killing people with the circle isn't gonna work either, right? Like then we just run out of people at some point. I mean, that's I don't like that idea. What if they get it again?
Is there like any way to fix like a positioning something? Because it's like, I don't know, as a melee, if you're not soaking, it's literally no way to stand. You just
Yeah,
on this
no
lines.
is my answer. I'm trying to think about it now. Like,
can a
clearly
circle just stand further back? So melee's in front, range is behind.
not if it's a melee circle.
If it's on melee, yeah, I think the melee then can't attack the boss. Like what Styrian said.
I think as melee, you just need to be like willing to rotate around when you see people launching the lines out. You need to just rotate around to the other segments until the lines have gone. Right?
Yeah, but it still would help a
stand on
lot
the
if
tanks.
range circles stood at range, because that at least leaves a gap at some place, right?
Yeah, I mean the tanks should be a safe spot while it's happening, but that only really
Leeching off
helps.
the tanks really doesn't do anything to us either.
Yeah.
Like, I think me and Bark have had like 19 stacks at one point. It's still fuck off, not tickled us.
Yeah, no, yeah, the positioning is fucked, but it's because the boss hitbox is so small, it makes it basically impossible to handle. Unless you just say melee don't have to give a shit about soaking, we just deal with it all at range, which we could do, I guess. I mean, the argument would be made to just swap the melee out, but it's kind of pointless at this point. I mean, we could try that, I guess. We've only got one melee in each group, right?
We have two in the second one and the first one.
You counting tanks? Oh, no, you're not.
Go L if that solves anything.
Two in the second and first. There's only one in the first, right? Or you count
I'm
yourself?
melee as well.
Neo. Me too.
Okay.
But I can go L.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a good solution. Not right now. I don't really know how else we could position that doesn't just cause other problems. Melee just have to try and do what they can. Use the tanks as a safe spot from the beams.
We try SLT on the first spread thingy? By the way, I didn't.
I think we tried it and it didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Can we, like, I don't know, maybe put a mark in like melee, like between the marks, so it's like pretty much we never like put the beams in there, so at least like
the tanks. That's
okay.
the skull.
All right.
But it doesn't help people on Star and the other one, which I can't see because Firelight always is either tabbed out or has something open in the middle of his screen. There we go. Let's just go again.
We can put the beams on Skull though, right? If they haven't got one.
As long as it's only one and you're very confident they haven't just had one, yeah. Okay. But then that's going to fuck up the whole idea of a safe spot, so probably not.
Okay. Anyone else notice, by the way, if they've had it every single time? Because I've had it like first every single time.
Mine's been random each time. I have it now.
I'm going triangle.
Spread.
Joking.
Make sure you go back to your groups and stuff after you've done things.
There's so much in this fight that can be reflected. Legit reflect legendary is actually going to be huge.
What can you reflect? Can reflect the.
You can reflect the big circles that are put on everyone, so you can basically immune an entire group, and that group can just overlap each other the entire time, because it will reflect everything since it's all popping at the same time.
That's actually ridiculous.
Yeah. Assuming that doesn't get fixed, which yeah.
Wait, so you can reflect multiple.
Yeah.
So
if
in
multiple
theory, if
instances
the
of damage
entire...
hit you at once, then yeah.
If we have a warrior in every group, we can immune them.
But it only reflects it from you. Yeah, it doesn't make the pull like not happen.
With the legendary, you reflect the entire group. Yeah.
Oh, is that
the legendary reflects your entire group.
So in theory, you could stack the entire raid on top of the warrior if it worked.
No, you need 4 warriors.
It has to be. It's only the one group, so I would only reflect everyone in group 2.
Okay. That's interesting, anyway.
But that's actually massive because people can then in one group just stack together.
So people who are dying early, what happened? Just like I just want to know what happened. That's all.
I was soaking not so I was like 20 HP or something when the soak jumped over to me. Then I had a healing on top.
What stats were you on?
Like 10, 15.
Yeah, the 15's too high. Like, I mean, if it was around there.
I mean, I had 20 HP, and then like it's up to me before like any heal could like happen. And the buff came.
That's the thing. You need to not be in the position where that can happen. Yeah.
I don't know if you're doing something wrong, but I like Pep also just said he had 23, and I was on 18 stacks as well. Like I don't know. It feels like we aren't enough people or whatever.
People die, so it's like we're the only people on orange, so we have to stay together.
I mean, can I try something just because we don't have much time, and I think that might fix that. Like literally just these markers just comes here, literally just next to each. And I put the circles next to each other basically. And then range has so much space for the beams in the back, and then we literally just do a spiff that we just had some people on pull on these markers. Like so, if you're not even doing anything, you just stand like where the boss is standing as ranged, and then you just move in, or if you need to soak. And then there's always melee in there, right? Like this would avoid that group problem.
I mean, the only issue with this is like with pre-assigning people to a mark here is that if they then get like, let's say you have like 3 people on purple or whatever, and those 3 people get sent to the other markers because of the circle, then suddenly we're in a situation.
No, I mean, we can just go in then. Like,
as
I said, it's like before. It's the same as before.
We have to deal with this on the move again.
I mean, this is the same as before, right? Like, but this makes that a bit easier in my opinion, because then the beams won't cleave the group all the time, at least. That's the upside of this strat. So let me just range scatter around moon then, if you're not soaking. Let's just try it, please. I think this might be easier for the beams, because then you have so much more space with them.
Yeah, the problem is you can't see orange and purple from over there. How are you gonna know the guy needs soaking? I don't really try it, but
has to be communicated. I'll go to melee here. I'll go to star. They need to be a bit more stacked then for more room.
When did we get 5?
There's literally like nowhere to put the beams.
I mean, I don't think the idea was that, but green and purple should be a bit closer. Like, look at orange and star. Literally on top of each other almost.
this would be so much easier if you just retook every melee out of the entire fight. I'm not gonna lie. It really would. You could place all the groups like way out, yeah? Like, still within healing range, but enough distance so there were massive gaps for the beams.
Like, just pre-spread around, yeah?
Yeah, you would have, like, you'd still make a square with the markers, but it would just be a much bigger square, like, around the boss. So there was huge gaps between it.
We're also making it a lot harder because we're trying to do every soak 4 circles in melee, which just kills the space.
Leaves no space at all. I mean, I also tried it right now. Like, I went to 23 stacks without many issues. I mean, sure, I can heal myself, but
there's nothing that really forces us to have circles in melee.
That's true.
Like, I also think we can soak a lot more than we actually like with this like 10, 12 stacks or whatever.
But I mean, reality is we have melee on progress. Like, we need demon hunter, we need warrior, we need melee healers. Like,
in reality, if there's that few melee and if hunters aren't overly strong, you probably don't even need warrior.
We'll have hunters though. Like, that's a guarantee.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah,
like...
but so you can fit in one ward, and you can.
This boss isn't a DPS chicken anyway, as far as I can tell. But yeah, it's I'm just yeah. I mean, for sure, we could the circles don't all have to be in melee if they go on a ranged player. That is obviously true. I'm just trying to think of ways we can position.
I mean, honestly, don't you think it's just better to be completely spread? And if you get this a circle stack, it's up, or like one of those circles you need to stack on for healing. It's up to the people around you to help. And I don't know, like, I mean, obviously the weak or that gels your percentage, like that one would obviously help on progress and shit like that. But this way we're already like relatively well spread out, and obviously it's going to require people to pay attention to the beams. I mean, we can maybe make some save spots with markers, so like 4 directions where you just can't be spread towards because that's for beams.
Yeah, I mean, it works. I think as the melee are gonna have to stand like kind of in front of the boss a little bit to be safe from the beams if we're doing it like this.
I mean, it's essentially how the marks were before, except we're just using the quadrants of the room instead of the markers, so the range can be further away.
Yeah, just give it a try. Like so if you get the circles, you're gonna basically like, I don't know, run around the group and just find a couple of people and just plop yourself on top of them until they've got like 12 stacks, and then just go find another couple of people.
Obviously, if it's melee, go to one of the other ones. If you're like several in one, then we just have to adjust to it.
It should be the other people moving into the circle though, because they know if they have stacks they need to drop or not.
Sure. The only problem, like melee, I think the only way melee are going to be able to handle this strat is basically whenever beams go out, you have to run in front of the boss, I think.
I mean, unless we just hard pre-assign specific places for the 3 beams to go.
Yeah, I mean, that was my point, right? Like, if you place a marker where the boss is now, place the marker towards the entrance where, and then like.
Well, no, treat it like that Black Hand ability, the knife throw thing, whatever he did with left, middle, and right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, if you stick one on the monk statue, yeah. They're vague indicators, I guess, but yeah. Have one beam going middle, one off to the left, one off to the right when it happens, and yeah, just go. This is going to be more about personal micromanagement than like a proper strat, but it could work if people are switched on. Melee is going to be the difficult one. I think you almost want to deal with them all at range, but I don't know if you have enough range. Okay, I kind of wanted the boss to still be where he was.
Oh, well, we're going to take it back. Doesn't do anything.
Is it all melee, kind of?
Yeah, but then it's just up to the quadrants to deal with it.
It's gonna do AoE soon. But why like range moving into melee and shit? When we don't want them all in melee, that was the entire point.
The thing we just need the melee to run out to range at the start when they get them, because I think we had 3 or 4 that were all in melee from the start.
I don't think so. I think it was just because the boss was
in the middle.
Yeah. No, like as in it was on like ASP, Draconio, and what was it, Peps or something.
Yeah.
Like it was on 3.
But that's fine. We have enough melee to cover that.
Yeah. Okay. No, then that's fine. I just wanted to make sure, because I went into melee there assuming I had to soak because it was only melee players that had it.
Yeah. You. I'm expecting you to be in melee. Yeah. And
yeah,
Key probably needs to kind of play in melee still, because we need to have enough bodies in there.
Yeah, I was playing nearly that pool as well.
But yeah, the movement obviously was a bit fucked. I think just go again, but have the boss where.
Yeah. Just leave the boss where he is on pole. And yeah, I don't want ranged running into melee with their circles. Like, you're wasting half the raid if you do that.
People with decent survivability can easily just stand in one for the entire duration.
Oh, easily. I mean, I went the full duration in the previous pool. Like, but it obviously requires you to have something personal, because anything other damage than the leech is gonna be rough.
At the very end, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you shouldn't be worried about the guy soaking, more the guy that has the debuff. He's losing health and can be healed.
Yeah.
You need 2 people to count it, not 1.
But at the same time, if you have 25 stacks and the healing absorb goes on you, next.
I mean, you can have, if you wanna like be very theoretic about it, you can have 1 in 10 seconds and then another guy comes. But I mean,
but I just go like that again and without the movement, and I think it's gonna be a lot better.
Can't we like soak them all at the same time? We'll literally like, stack up all the 4 circles, and then we have like 8 people just stacking in these circles. And pretty much they will.
The stacks are gonna get completely.
You're gonna get 4 stacks per tick.
Well, yeah, you'll get like 30, but I think it's survivable.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's gonna take for your full health.
Then you'll still have 30 for the next ones that come out.
Let's go. We don't have long.
Yeah, timer. I mean, you get the stacks and you get triple damage on the stacks. Like it's not 1 damage; it's 3 times the damage.
Yeah, but if everyone's stacked, it only takes 2 ticks of everyone to full heal you up, right?
Yeah.
It is 4, yeah.
Looks
right
like
now
it.
it's
4
4
circles, yes.
Yeah, I swear it was 4.
It was 3 before, I think.
I think it's always been 4.
Always been 4, yeah.
Like
I
on
just haven't
Heroic it
seen
was
them.
3, but yeah. We nearly lived it.
That's just me being a derp.
I'll soak.
What?
Yes.
Yes, like impossible to see in melee where the ranged are going with the beams.
Need to move there, by the way.
Well, in theory, you shouldn't know where the beams are going right now, right? Because they should be on the markers.
I
Well,
can
we
just
have
move
4,
on the tanks,
so
right?
it's
Right.
But yeah, it should be fine as long as they actually move away from the other ranged players and melee just get away from behind the boss for those moments. We can try for 1 pull if you want, Dragonia or Dorado, whoever's typing that. I don't mind. But I think Reynolds right. I think it is just going to be death.
I don't think you can leech from that many at the same time, though, can you?
Can't you?
I think you're leeching from everybody in range.
I think you are, yeah.
I thought there was a cap, because I feel like I was in a circle at one point and I wasn't getting any stacks, but maybe I just weren't paying attention.
We'll try it for 1 pull. So, boss is gonna. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Like, but he can stay where he is, I guess. Full raid is gonna stack behind the boss. When the circles come out, you're gonna move out with them and stand on your own. Once your health ticks down a bit, you're gonna run in and just yeet your HP up from the raid and then run out again, and you're all gonna just micromanage your own HP in that way. I think this just simply doesn't work because it's gonna mean that by the end of it, our stacks are gonna reach the point where you got 1 shot. But yeah.
Oh no, I did just.
Will the stacks not just disappear during the consume cast anyway?
I don't know if they do, right? It lasts longer.
Oh, actually, the circles are still on during consume. There's a
yeah.
They overlap.
Consume is
yeah,
8 seconds. Debuff is
No,
20.
we'll try just to say we've tried it. So yeah, full raid stack behind boss in melee. When the circles come out, you get out with them, and then you're all just gonna dip in 1 by 1 to heal yourselves up.
It means watch for your circles now.
So what I call, I go in now?
No, you're basically full health.
Someone's confused. Who was standing at the back there in range?
Pretty sure several are confused here.
Yeah.
It also doesn't like so. There's 2 issues with it. Obviously, there's the issue with several going in at the same time, so it like goes even faster with the damage taken. But also, when we get the swap to other people, we suddenly have like a couple of people on top of us at the same time, like refreshing the stack and making it higher, and then yeah.
Like, didn't you want people to like actually be out of the circle until they're like lower HP and then like full heal yourself? Yeah, like why are people like chasing? That's why I was like walking to fucking F kind of back.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people weren't listening. Rakos was chilling at the back. Either way, it was. Yeah, I don't think that works. Yeah.
Let me try just one thing then, since it's last pull anyway. Like, I know this is probably just gonna be not the strat, but I just want to see how it actually works. So it's like just one side with circles, and one side just with chill, like literally. Maybe that's easier. Like,
what? How do I mean?
Like have the debuff, like literally put all 4 debuffs on one side of the boss.
I thought about that, but if they get beams, it just doesn't
Yeah,
work.
but beams on the clear side. Like, oh, if they get beams, yeah. But just spread. We just stack.
I mean, even if they got beams, they could still move.
But let's try this last pull anyway.
Provided their health's being managed properly, it's not going to kill them.
Put
if they move out for
down,
a bit.
don't just go.
Every range stack on yellow, and if you have a circle, go to the opposite side of the boss, and just spread around there. And
where's the boss being tanked here?
On the statue.
Right.
Just a time ago. It's important that range is stacked on star though. Like you cannot be.
I'm confused. What are you doing with the circles here?
Yeah, how are we dealing with the circles then?
I mean, we just have every circle on purple, and the melee should help with soaking. And if you get a beam, you just go to star side and spread around there. Which means Pep should go, yeah, exactly, on star side.
Yeah, literally everyone went all to one spot though.
But you have so much room though, you need to just walk instantly.
I'm not quite sure how. Yeah.
I mean, I had 5 seconds to explain this strat as well. I mean,
yeah.
What I was thinking is we just have this. We just have one side with circles, right? Like 1 person, 2 persons each circle, and then every range is on star because then they're stacked, and then you have like half the room almost to spread with the beams, and you walk through the boss with the beam. Because if you're in melee range, it doesn't take long to just walk through the boss, and then they never get hit by beam.
Yeah, but you're expecting what 6-7 melee to soak 4 circles?
No, I mean, of course we alternate, but I mean, I can't assign people like in 10 seconds, right? I just wanted to see.
You might have an idea, right? But the problem is that right now, like half of the strat of the boss is like forgot. Like we're not dealing with half of the things, which is kind of the issue.
I don't understand what they mean. I mean, we have
what
all
we've said,
mechanics.
like we're never gonna be able to deal with the soaks if they're all in one side and we have everyone stacked on star.
Yeah, I think it's better to literally have everyone on one side and just free for all. Like, if you don't have stacks, you just go in and soak.
Yeah, I think the spread out and fucking YOLO it one might be the play.
I mean, also realize that when we get weak orders, we're gonna need 1.5 person or so, maybe 2 per circle going out to soak them when we can min-max it. It's just not gonna be that bad.
No, I know. I mean, weak orders will trivialize.
Probably get another pull if we're lucky, but.
If you do, just try the spread out strat again. So tank him where he is if he spawns.
Maybe.
Where's this guy located?
You'd already